I wasn't for sure if it was a rule that you're supposed to dance in the creek or not, but I figured I'd better just dance to be safe. There are quite a few rules these days, but dancing in the creek isn't one that I'd want to break or ignore. Anyway, this is Otter Creek along the Blue Ridge Parkway in Virginia. It's located near milepost 60. There's a campground, some relaxing hiking, fishing, and some outdoor stuff. And yes, it's beautiful. But it's not what the original Blue Ridge Parkway architect Stanley Abbott had in mind when he designed the Blue Ridge Parkway. Originally, Otter Creek was supposed to have a very large water feature for tourists, but it never worked out. I think it's interesting because driving on the parkway does feel like a wilderness, and yes, there are places that are quite remote along the parkway, but these mountains are very lived in and have been for some time. And keeping them looking like this, well, it takes a lot of effort. Kipling once wrote, "Once you tamper with nature, you had better keep it up." And good design requires restraint. In other words, what makes the Blue Ridge Parkway so amazing is that it feels like everything has been there for 1,000 years, when in reality, it was designed this way with intent.
If you're anything like me, you're bound to be tired of all the election noise. In fact, I'm intentionally releasing this video on Tuesday night just for you, just so you can look at the election results and say, you know what, I'm tired of all this nonsense, and flip over to this video and actually see something that's somewhat relaxing. I'm tired of the high anxiety, the nerves, the conflict. I just want some peace and quiet now that the election is coming to a close.
Then again, it's quite possible that the election isn't even close to being over when you're watching this video. This year is the most unforgettable year we'll be trying to forget. I think it's worth mentioning that the Blue Ridge Parkway is still very busy. This is the busiest fall we've witnessed, and not just on the parkway, but national parks, national forests, state parks, and honestly anything open, including the best ice cream joint in the state of Virginia. And yes, people are wearing masks. On Skyline Drive over the next week, a lot of the gift shops and other facilities will be closing for the winter. Just keep that in mind if you're planning a trip, well, anywhere. So far, it's been unseasonably warm, but that can change in a second. After all, it's 2020. What else could possibly happen?
And this is why you bring a beach towel everywhere you go, because you never know when you're gonna do a crazy bit like that for your YouTube channel. Always have a beach towel.
If you're new to my channel, first, welcome, glad to see you. Kick off your shoes and stay a while, but this is an old bit, and like most of my comedic bits, it's a little worn. Besides, they say if you have to explain a joke, it's not funny. So with that in mind, let me explain. See, there's a sign that says Blue Ridge Parkway information, but when you dial in to 1610 AM, you get this. I don't know the purpose of this sign. When you tune into 1610, you get static. That doesn't make any sense. Well, after some surface level Googling, here's the easiest way to explain it, which doesn't really explain it at all. In the United States, 1610 is reserved for low power traveler information stations. The frequency isn't used much at all in North America. It's a regional frequency. Okay, so far so good. But if there's a sign saying to tune in to 1610 for Blue Ridge Parkway information, shouldn't something be on the station? And I know what you're thinking. Who's actually going to tune in to an AM radio station for information? Isn't that what the internet is for? Well, I guess that would make you a genius. So here's your star, and Daddy is so proud. But not to hurt your self-esteem or anything, but getting a cell phone signal is rare once you're about 2 miles on the Blue Ridge Parkway. If this radio station was only for emergencies or maybe weather warnings, why does it say for Blue Ridge Parkway information, tune in to 1610? If you know the answer or just want to take a guess, leave a comment. I'm so curious.
No, man, 2016 was terrible. This is going to go down in the record book like in encyclopedias and dictionaries as the worst year ever. I mean, it's not even over and crazy stuff still happening. See you later. Bye.
And it wasn't a great year for me personally. But was it the worst year ever? Well, not even close. And yes, that is one of my early cringeworthy videos. If you ever wonder how someone like me even tries having a YouTube channel, just watch some of our videos from when the channel first started, and trust me, we've come a long way. But that's not the point. 2016 wasn't really a bad year at all, and honestly, the first 4 months of 2017, well, they were terrible. May and June of 2017 may have been 2 of the most difficult months of my life, but things got so much better in a hurry. One thing I won't do again is say that a year is the worst year ever.
It's the worst year ever.
Because, well, it can always get worse, and sometimes it does. So 2020, you have roughly 2 months left. What else could possibly happen?
So, what's going on? I mean, tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like it's been rough, but I think that the best thing has been getting back to work. And the mountains right now are so beautiful and they're snowy, and you really can't see that there's much of the fire left. So it was like the snow just completely came in and just made a terrible situation just kind of beautiful. And we're not out of the woods yet, but we're getting to a point where we feel more safe, and that's what's important.
Excellent.
Anyways, Dad, there is something that I have to tell you.
What?
Well, look at my finger. I'm getting married. Isn't that crazy? Dad. Did we lose connection? Dad. Oz, I think I killed him. Dad. Dad. Did we lose connection?